love me. XOXO. Gossip Girl.
Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristen.
And this is So I'm Watching Gossip Girl, Season 1, Episode 8, 17 Candles. That's She's All That, or Yes, Me.
Yeah.
But regardless. So we did kind of forget to mention that Nate's dad was arrested for punching Nate.
Punching Nate in the middle of a New York street, and then he had cocaine on him, and then he's doing embezzlement and fraud.
And so they're laying it on extra thick. I kind of like this. I think this episode's not very good.
It's not very good. Okay, so the part of this episode that I really like is the Blair and Chuck part of this episode. I love the Blair, because here's the thing. I am such a sucker for the like proper girl and the bad boy my whole
scumbag,
life.
yeah.
And you know where it starts from is Luke Perry on 90210. I pinned it down a couple of years ago, and I was like, when he died is when I was like, oh, that's what it is. Because Dylan was like the wrong side of the tracks boy. And so it's been my entire life. I've been so into that. And it's
I remember when he died and Linda Holmes was like, if there's a Gen X girl in your life, be kind to her today.
Yeah. And I'm not a Gen X girl, but it still hit me. And so that's the thing, because it's not just like he can't just be a scumbag. He has to be a scumbag with a heart of gold. And this is the first episode where we realize Chuck does have that, because he's being skeezy about it, but he wants Blair to have a good birthday, and he is like trying to make it happen. It's like, this is the episode where like Chuck is like holding on to all the threads for dear life, trying to make this a success. And it like kind of falls apart a little.
I just like, I was scoffing and like rolling my eyes at Nate's parents the whole episode through. And
I just didn't.
But from like a place of like, this is like so poorly written. And the reality is it's probably not. This kind of shit probably happens all the time under these circumstances.
Well, that doesn't mean it's not poorly written. Just because it's like a probable outcome doesn't mean it's not poorly written. It's kind of poorly written. Anne Archibald is the flattest, dumbest, wettest noodle character. She sucks so bad. They also...
Because she's not even... I mean, we don't like to go hard on, like, actors. Or like, we try not to be incendiary. Yeah. But it's like, she's not even doing terrible well. Like, she's not even being, like, a piece of work. Yeah. Like... Flat is so correct.
She's so flat, and she's so...
And they're willfully stupid with Nate.
Yeah. It's just like nonstop. And again, the pimping him out continues, because he's like, me and Blair broke up, and they're like, no, you didn't. Give her this engagement ring at her birthday tonight. Everything will be fine.
Well, which I understand the logic that this connection to the Waldorf family could be beneficial, but it doesn't undo legal trouble.
It also doesn't hinge on Blair and Nate fucking like the way that the Archibalds think it does.
They're treating it like it's like two kingdoms.
Where it's like, oh, but if you guys stay together, then Eleanor will stay on our side. And it's like, no, she won't. Your company is a toxic wasteland now.
That's where I'm the most offended by it, is because the implications of this plot line is that Eleanor is stupid.
Which she
and
is.
Not on my watch.
Clearly not stupid. Because Eleanor at least is something. She's like still not a great mom. And in the next episode, we get into a little bit deeper why she's not a great mom. But like, she's not an idiot. And the fact that the Archibalds think as long as Blair is happy, Eleanor will remain tied to their toxic dump of a company. It's because like, no.
Eleanor axed her daughter from the campaign without a second thought.
Yeah,
like
100%. 100%. She was like, Serena's really better.
It's bad business. You understand. Bye.
Yeah. No way that she's going to stay aligned with somebody who is facing fraud and embezzlement charges. Absolutely not.
Speaking of flat and wet noodle, so what is even her name?
Vanessa?
No.
Oh, Allison.
Allison Humphreys.
That's true. Vanessa's not flat.
No.
Or wet noodle.
No. I've determined that if you watch Vanessa like she is a villain, it's way more interesting.
Sure. Okay.
If you watch it like she is actually scheming, it's way more interesting.
Because there's, I think that's how you have to watch.
You just have to imagine Jessica Shore before she enters any scene is around the corner going,
oh Because the amount of times she just like coincidentally says something totally devastating to Serena.
Oops, I mean sitar player.
Exactly. It's exactly. She is Ninny Legs in the air. She is Ninny Legs in the air. You were told that was spot on. I cannot believe that you just did that. That's amazing.
She keeps doing. What's one of my favorites, but also even deeper cut, is that one deleted scene from the Merlin miniseries where the lady in the lake is like, "Oh, I probably shouldn't have said that." Like, do you remember? And I was like, I don't remember that when I was like 14.
That's not happening.
But yeah, it's just so stupid. And like I said, well, we're talking about Vanessa, the just disdain in her voice, on her face, about all of it. She doesn't even pretend to be cool about going to Blair's birthday to Blair's face.
Yeah.
The disrespect.
No, for sure, the disrespect. Well, it's also, she's working at this restaurant now that Dan and Serena just happened to go to, which you know that it was like in Dan's lizard brain, where it's like, I've heard of this restaurant, but I can't remember how. And then he doesn't realize until Vanessa.
She's also like 3 sentences in where she's like, oh, you two, how could this have happened?
Yeah. And not only does she not allow the other waitress to take their table, but then she makes it the most awkward encounter that has ever happened in human history. And she's just like, she basically is just like, oh yeah, I bet you guys are hungry after having sex last night. And they're like, oh, what? And she's like, oh, unless it didn't happen. But it did it? Did you guys have sex last night? It's so awkward.
I wouldn't know. I'm going to stop talking. Should I though? Like,
and then she proceeds to keep talking for like 5 more minutes.
Ugh, it's
so we can jump back to Allison.
Yeah, I mean, just what? Does she do anything? Like, what's
Again,
even?
This is all also a product of Vanessa's making, because she told Jenny to go, to make this happen, essentially.
She, like, insinuated, yeah.
Yeah, and so Jenny did, and then it, like...
But, like, who is this woman? Like, who is this woman who has left her husband?
And her 2 children.
Yeah, and then sleeps with the neighbor.
Yeah.
And then, like, that conversation, when she called and, like, Lily's there, she's, like, pissed.
Yeah.
But then this woman is like here, very sort of like coquettish, like, well, I don't even know what I was expecting. Like, I don't know what I'm trying to accomplish here. And it's like, you're either trying to get your husband and family back or you're not. Yeah. Like, and the fact that she's just sort of doing neither.
Yeah.
Because it's also like, where is she existing in this apartment? Like, where is she sleeping? Where is she, like...
Well, I don't even know where Rufus's bedroom is. I only know where Jenny and Dan sleep.
That's true.
Rufus just periodically makes a whirring noise and shuts down in front of the waffle maker. He, like, plugs into the waffle maker to charge.
But it's just... And she's just, like... vacant the whole time. As amplified by that scene where Jenny walks in on them making out. And he's like for some reason, the fact that he's just in a white t-shirt is like the single worst part of the whole thing.
It's just also like offensively choreographed. He's like, he's here and she's here and he's got his arm around like this.
But no.
Grabbing this side of her face and pushing her this way so they can keep kissing. And then it's like the tenderest kisses you can imagine. Just barfs all around. It was a big no.
And they're like
me.
On the floor with like a knitted blanket and like
they just banged it out in the living room, on the living room floor.
But there's like
food all around them. It's horrible.
It was so jarring.
There's like 11 layers of disgusting happening. It's just awful.
And then Jenny walks in and plays, and like everybody plays coy, like, ooh, and she goes into her room and is like, yes.
Yeah.
And I'm like
your dad's dick isn't poking through that crochet blanket right now. It's disgusting. It's horrible. Every inch of it was terrible.
So it's Kati, I think. Kati's brother has the like anime club.
I don't know. Isabel and
I don't know which is which.
We
haven't really talked about them.
I thought it was at Isabel's parents' apartment.
Yeah, I thought they were, but I thought she said to her that like she was like, I like your brother's place. Because I made him
brother?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it was brother. Okay.
It was kind of cool. Yeah. There was like sushi and stuff, and I don't know, because you were kind of like, I don't know that this screams Blair, and I was like, I mean, it certainly.
If you're going for a theme.
Yeah, certainly for like a gimmick.
Yeah.
And then in the most 2007, because as mentioned, Dan shows up with Vanessa and he's like trying to get her and Serena to like bond.
To get to know each other.
But it's just like, they keep saying things where they're like, well, she's my best friend and we have so much in common. And it's like, but do you though? What do they do? Like, what do they keep saying that they're old friends, but.
So that's the other thing is I think they used to have more in common because Dan is sort of coming around to the society aspect of it. And he and Vanessa used to like scoff at the society kids.
So they had this really loaded Guitar Hero game where you were like, if I had to go to a party and watch the prettiest girl I know play Freebird,
the entirety of it's a montage of her playing Freebird. Absolutely not. I would be like, okay, I'm taking my sushi and I'm leaving. Goodbye.
You'd be on the roof with Blair.
Yeah, I'd be up on the roof waiting for Chuck to just like drop his pants somewhere in my vicinity.
And then I think I'm right. I think something happens with Nate and Jenny because they like meet outside of the birthday.
Yeah.
And they don't go, which, I mean, Jenny, it's not that she makes nothing, because I don't think she makes she makes mistakes later. But here, I don't think she's making mistakes. She just is like thrashed by circumstance again and again and again because it's like she's already
also reeling from what a bad decision Vanessa made her make.
I agree. I'm not mad that you keep bringing that up, but it is like, but she co-ops Nate's attention for seemingly hours.
Yeah, the whole night.
Like, and they do some more.
I would say from a minimum from 9 to midnight.
Yeah, they do some more bonding, and then this girl very conspicuously takes a picture of them and hugging and sends it to Gossip Girl. And okay. Look, I'm not trying to be precious. I know what show I'm watching. Yeah. I understand. And I want Gossip Girl with her little, like, quippy, like, oh, ooh. But she straight is like, happy birthday, Blair. Bam.
And it's a picture.
And I'm like, cunt.
Yeah.
What is your problem?
It's me.
Like, she doesn't have to shout Blair out in that. Like, it's not subtle.
Okay, especially because here's the thing. I'm not going to say who it is. We both know who Gossip Girl is.
I think it's mostly irrelevant.
It is mostly irrelevant, but if you think about it in hindsight, that is such a hilarious thing to have done for that person to do in this episode specifically. It's so funny.
I mean, diabolical.
Yeah. Super diabolical.
Why isn't Vanessa Gossip Girl? Like, I mean, that's obvious, but the thing is, it's like the mystery of who is Gossip Girl isn't even in my top 20 questions or things I care.
Yeah.
Like, there are so many shows where, like, the reveal of A is an integral part of Pretty Little Liars.
Yeah.
The reveal of Gossip Girl, I don't care. We don't need it.
Well, because...
And it actively detracts from...
Yeah. Also, A is trying to murder people. Gossip Girl is just being a bitch.
Gossip Girl's just a gossip blogger. Yeah. We literally don't need...
It's not necessary. You're totally right.
Yeah. So, I don't know. So that's why I'm mostly, like, I think about it for fun, but I think about the Gossip Girl reveal like it's an AU or like a fanfic or something. Sure. Because it like I said, I think if you treat it like canon, it actively damages the show. Yeah. Like, things break.
I agree. I 100% agree, especially in the early going before I think they had decided who they were going to pick.
Oh, they decided they had 10 episodes to go when they decided.
Yeah,
or
that's
7.
Way too late.
Because the person was like, for real. So I think that was bad, and I choose to. It's kind of like how for me the new Star Wars movies end with The Last Jedi. I just ignore the stuff I don't like. So I'm trying to think. I think that's mostly it.
Well, like, Nate doesn't show up to Blair's birthday and doesn't call. He always calls at midnight. And so she basically just...
He's not interested.
No, he's
given her so little.
And I do love, this is like maybe the first and last time he stands up to his parents, because he gets home to the Archbalds and they're like still acting like nothing is wrong as long as Eleanor is still on board. And he's like, I'm not getting back together with Blair. Here is the ring. And even after he says it, they're like, well, just take her to lunch tomorrow. It'll be fine. It'll be
better that way.
He's like, absolutely not. And so Blair bangs it out with Chuck again. In a bed this time.
And Serena sees. I forgot how conspicuous so many things in this show are.
Yeah.
Like Serena is like standing in the doorway with the door open.
Yeah.
And is like, and then like shuts it. Like it's like, okay. Ugh.
And then Chuck gets her the necklace that she put on hold that she was hoping Nate would buy her. It is stunning. Also, her neckline, her square neckline, and her updo in this dress. Oh my God.
The neckline and the hair. I forget the actual bottom of the dress ruins it. It looks like a gown. Like if that was like an actual dress with that and the hair. Because it's like she looks like a goddess.
Yeah.
Like
it's good.
It is so good. Oh, I did weirdly really like this opening scene with Blair confessing to the priest.
Oh my God, super funny. Yeah.
It's cute because she's like, I'm not Catholic, blah, blah, blah. And he like he's like, well, stay away from alcohol and keep your clothes on. I don't know. It was kind of weirdly cute. Well,
it's like charming advice that you would give to like most teenagers. And the fact that she's like, I'm not even Catholic. He's like, well, I can't make you do a Hail Mary. Like,
it just like, it could be so much more. That could be so much more negative than the way like judgy or I don't know.
Yeah. It
ends up being really cute. So, okay. I think we're going to go watch the next one. So
bye.
XOXO.
Never tell. You know you love me. XOXO. Gossip Girl.